What's up, everybody? It's your boy Dueling King, and I'm bringing you guys the next video of my final thoughts on Call of Duty World War II. This time I decided to tackle the multiplayer aspect of the game, and I'm saving the campaign aspect for last, mainly just because it's kind of tedious to go back through and get gameplay for that. In fact, to be honest with you guys, let me know in the comment section down below, would you guys mind just seeing some multiplayer gameplay and me giving you my 2 cents on how I felt about the campaign? If so, let me know in the comment section and I'll upload that next. If you really want to see campaign gameplay, that's not a big deal. I can go try and get some of that, but it's just a little bit tedious to go back through since I've already beaten the campaign completely, and it just feels a little bit odd because, you know, I don't really want to skip any of the cutscenes. I want to give you guys good, solid gameplay, but, you know. Anyway, this time I'm going to be talking about the multiplayer, and this game was really important to me as far as multiplayer goes. There were a lot of different reasons why it was important. I'm going to kind of jump into some different aspects of the game and, you know, different aspects of multiplayer, and anyway, I'll let you guys know what my final thoughts are on, you know, multiplayer in World War II. So first things first, it was slow out of the gate. You know, it was you know, not real popular out of the gate. A lot of people were complaining about the lack of maps. I think there were only like 10 or 11 maps at launch. There was only like 3 war maps, and Neptune at that time was pretty much broken. You know, the weapons, there were some imbalances, there were some problems with the camos early on. There were just to name a few things, there were some inconsistencies with the game that gave it kind of a slow start, and so I kind of feel like that hurt its popularity, obviously, in the long run. To me, the big point where the game turned around, at least from my perspective, was the Resistance DLC. I feel like as soon as the Resistance DLC came out, it kind of changed things for the better overall and introduced new guns. We had some new maps. We had a new, you know, they added an additional war map. There were, you know, some changes in the DLC after. I can't really actually even remember the DLC directly after the game was released. It was like the winter one. But anyway, the Resistance one to me was the one that made the biggest change. It was the one that brought on the biggest change. It introduced the new division as well, the Resistance division, and so there was just a lot of really impressive things about that. And so it was a little bit slow at launch, but, you know, even when it was slower at its first, you know, at its very, you know, early stages, I really enjoyed World War II the entire time. I enjoyed it. You know, it had a little bit of a downtime in between, you know, but I did really enjoy this game for the most part, predominantly from, you know, launch to where we are today. Next up is, like I said, some of the things that I had to kind of address is some of the, you know, downsides to it. And like I said, it sucks that it had to come in DLC that was paid for, that you had to pay for additional content. But, you know, some of the complaints were that the weapon balances were pretty bad. They definitely balanced out the weapons. If you don't think that they balanced out the weapons, all you have to do is just look at the bar. I mean, the bar used to be completely overpowered. Definitely nerfed that. The Volk is still the best gun in the game. I mean, obviously, I have like 5 or 6 videos talking about how much I love the Volk. Just on my channel alone, the Volk is definitely one of the best guns in the game. It got a nerf. I believe the Itra Burst got a nerf. I believe the PPSH was a weapon I'm using in this gameplay. Got a nerf, I believe. Everything got nerfed or buffed depending on how good it was. So they did address a lot of those problems. And then the same thing as I was mentioning before with the DLCs, they addressed the lack of maps by releasing more maps. I mean, like I said before, it kind of sucks that it had to be something where you had to purchase it or have the season pass. But that's another reason why this game is really important to me, is because it was the first Call of Duty where I purchased the season pass pretty much from the get-go. I mean, so I wanted to have all of the DLC maps, and I wanted to have all of the updates and everything as it was happening. I didn't want to have to repurchase it afterwards or anything like that. And that was one of the big things, was the lack of maps, but they definitely improved that, and they, you know, they saw their issues in their game. And to me, I know it sucks that it couldn't have been released the way we wanted it to, but the fact that they saw some of the issues and just fixed them, to me at least, is a selling point to me, that they were willing to fix the mistakes and kind of go back on some of the things and change some different aspects of the game that we may have not liked. And like I said before, anybody who has complaints about the game, that is completely their opinion. Like, I'm not going to ever say anything about anybody who says, oh, I didn't like the maps, I didn't like the gameplay, I didn't like anything about it, the score streaks weren't strong enough. That is everybody's own personal opinion. You know, I'm not going to ever say, you know, that anybody is right or wrong over myself, but I will say, you know, that, you know, that's just my own personal opinion, is that, you know, when they addressed the issues, it definitely made the game more fun for me. Next up, I'm going to be talking about is, I have to mention how it was the first Call of Duty that I really started playing a lot while right after I had started my YouTube journey. Now, I've only been uploading videos for, I'd say, a little under a year. I started uploading like December of last year, I believe, and it's been a phenomenal journey. I've met so many people. I've done shout-outs. I've uploaded tons of videos. I've gone and watched a lot of different people's content, and it's just been an awesome journey of meeting people and learning new things about everybody, and it's really predominantly been through Call of Duty World War II. And like I said before, this was the first Call of Duty that came out after I'd started my channel, and so it has a real special place in my heart as far as that goes, because, you know, that is something special to me. And one of the final reasons is because this is the first, and this one's going to be really shocking for a lot of people, this is the first Call of Duty game where all of my friends as a subsequent group all played. Like, I have had several people who in the past, who I know and who I'm good friends with, who don't enjoy the game, and then people who have enjoyed past versions of the game, and then I've had people who said, oh, I really enjoy Ghosts, and so I played Ghosts with them but didn't play Ghosts with anybody else. It's funny how this game in particular, which is such a divisive Call of Duty to the community, at least from my perspective of what I've seen, ended up being the Call of Duty that brought all of my friends together, and I do owe it for that. So from my perspective, I have to give the multiplayer, for my own personal opinion, at least an 8.5 to a 9 out of 10, just because I had a great time from start to finish. I really enjoyed it. I like the weapon balance. There are several guns that can be considered the best from each class. Maybe I'll do a best gun from every class weapon series. If you guys would like to see that, let me know in the comment section. But the video is pretty much coming to a close. I just wanted to let you guys know that I love the multiplayer, and those are the reasons why I enjoyed it. But if you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to drop a like down below, and if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe for more. I'm always uploading new gameplay. But that'll pretty much do it. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and peace out.